resin, and I think the body's actually quality.
It's just all it's doing now, obviously, is change that, to be quite honest with you. So it means that proof right there.
There. Inhumans, Black Widow. It's good to have. I have the #1 issue, but early Bronze Age. I mean, you can do the run fairly inexpensively and get them in good condition. So, yeah, he's got a small run here. They're good books, good covers. That one's. Look at the funky pose on Black Widow there, man. Like, to me, she's really stretching herself. Black Bolt, that's a good cover. I like that. I hate to say that she's almost pushed into the sideline there. I mean, main focus on the Inhumans there. Fantastic Four, 101, second last Kirby issue there before he left in issue 102. Really solid book here.
Nice. How much?
$110.
110?
Yeah. And then, we get into, I forgot who came after Kirby, but yeah.
So did you like that footage?
Hoi hoi, man. That was some fantastic footage from this year's December con we call Fan Days.
Yeah, shot last month.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was a bit of a diggers kind of situation for me and Mike there. Not a lot of dealers, but at least a few of them brought a lot of long boxes, Hagenland, Million Comics, and a few others. So we were able to dig, but you had to work for your prices at this con. Like I said, there was only a handful of dealers. Everybody else was pop culture stuff, T-shirts, posters, limited prints, that kind of thing. So we had to dig for our books, but it was a fun enterprise, and we had a really good time.
A couple of collector dealers that we'd not seen before, too.
Yeah, exactly. So some new blood there we hadn't seen. The usual people were there. Harley Yee was there. Wes Hagen and Hagenland were there. Million Comics were there. The young couple from Trio Comic Shop were there. It's just that a lot of the dealers there did not have a lot of boxes to dig through. Like, for example, Harley.
Harley had nothing.
Yeah, he had a couple of long boxes, and that's it, and then his wall display. So it was a little disappointing.
It was a one-day show, right? You're not going to bring out everything for a
Yeah, exactly.
He brought all his big books.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the dealers are not going to have what they call their full boat show. They're going to have some, they're going to edit it stuff. Because, it's exactly one-day pack-up, so they're not going to bring everything. So the dealers that brought the long boxes, we were able to actually dig through stuff.
Yeah. And again, as I've said before, this is the biggest one-day Comic-Con in Canada. Like I said, it's a one-day event, happens every December, and I've got to tell you, the lineups, there must have been 1,000 people lined up trying to get in the morning. It was crazy. So it gets bigger every year, bigger and bigger.
And for whatever reason, like this year, like I said, they had us lining up. Like last year, remember, we walked in, bought our wristbands and just be able to walk in. This year, for whatever reason, logistics or something like that, even after your band, you had to line up and get in there. We got there right before the show started, but it took about 45 minutes to actually get in the door. But you know what? It was, a small inconvenient thing, but it did not actually, take away from the experience whatsoever, really.
I'm glad we're not in the lineup that went nowhere, because there was a lineup that went nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't know why those people were there, but they kept joining that line.
But overall, very successful show. I know you guys both picked up quite a few books. I myself didn't pick up too much, but I got some. I got one or two I'm going to show, regardless that I did. I think that you acquired for me.
Yeah.
I get very busy at these shows, so I don't have the time a lot. Just to
Mike and I don't have the commitments you guys had. I mean, I think the 501 Legion was there, and you kind of talked with a few of the guys from there. But enough of that. Let's get to the first segment.
What do you got here?
Okay, so like we usually do, this is the new book segment, Comic-Con edition-wise here. So let's talk a little bit about the Black Widow. So we were actually finally able to peel away a few more layers of the Black Widow onion when back back on December the 3rd, we got the first trailer for the film due out in May 2020, which has Scarlett Johansson landing a $50 million payday to play the character she's become synonymous with. Now, there are several aspects that were not all that surprising, mostly going back to Black Widow's mysterious history with the Red Room, and discovering that Natasha will have to confront some of those demons. I, for one, am excited by all of this and hope that the film does the character justice, as the film's a prequel which will tell Natasha's origin and escape from Russia. Now, I'm predicting the film to be a mashup of Jennifer Lawrence's Russian spy movie Red Sparrow and Charlize Theron's action spy thriller Atomic Blonde in look, style, and content. But with that out of the way, let's explore a couple of unsung Black Widow covers that are sleepers, but that should be seeing more love as the film nears its release date. So without further ado, let's get to the two covers. Okay, first up we have Black Widow issue number 1, Marvel Knights from November 2004. Cover artist Greg Land. Now, with this book, I say it all the time and I'm happy to say it again, Greg Land just doesn't get enough love. The market focuses too much of their attention on his one Gwen cover and seems to ignore the rest, possibly because so many of his covers are on regular, non-variant books, and those generally don't have much value. People tend to ignore them. Now, I have no idea what the reason is, but he churns out quality cover after quality cover year after year. Check out the early Domino covers from the current series. Those may have been, in my opinion, some of the best book covers of 2018. Now, inasmuch this Black Widow cover is also fantastic. It has enough realism to have personality, enough allure to be sexy, and a huge gun to make it, well, sexier. It also has snow, and we do love us some snow up here in Canada. Additionally, I love that this cover has an appropriate backdrop rather than so many modern covers that are just solid colors, which always seems cheap and lazy to me. Now, this dark color palette lends a nice fluidity into the trade dress, which simultaneously allows the figure to just pop. It's a great cover that can be had for a song, or in this case, about $5 Canadian. In percentage terms, the movie will help this cover in the sense that it will make it pop a bit. I'm not saying huge gains here in real dollar terms, but if it doubles or triples and goes to a $10, $15 book, not a lot dollar-wise, but in percentage times, you know, anytime you get something 100, 200% increase in value for a book, that's still not bad.
What do you got under there, Jose?
Okay, so the second book that I think is going to pop is the Marvel Feature issue number 11 from September of 1983. This is their first appearance book. It's got the first appearance of the Iron Maiden.
Nice.
Yeah, Melina Vostokovna, a female assassin and enemy of the Black Widow, will be making her live-action debut in the Black Widow. But will we see her go full Iron Maiden and run for the hills, people, in the movie? Now, I don't know. Her Iron Maiden costume in the comics is just awesome. But even if she doesn't, this issue will heat up quickly, especially if she's heavily featured in the film, and I would wager that she will be. Actually, the book features no less than 6 first appearances of potential antagonists. These include Nakama, Deadshot Darrence, Laramie, Black Lotus, and Kono. Now, while I know that these are hardly A-list characters, a couple have appeared throughout Black Widow's history. Therefore, it's conceivable that some could be utilized in the movie. The book also has and features an iconic George Perez cover.
Nice.
This book offers perhaps the biggest return on investment of any of the Black Widow related comic books, as the buy-in is low for a book with so many first appearances. Raw copies are moving in the $20 to $25 US range on eBay, and they're littering dollar bins across the country. So my suggestion, go and find them, press and slab 9.8 raw contenders, and sell into the movie's release. Time's of the essence here, as the price inflation has already kicked in. A 9.8 copy recently sold for $200 US, while a 9.6 copy brought a very respectable $103.
Okay, I'm going to go check the dollar bin.
Yes.
Guys are crazy for spending that on that.
Yes, but check them out. They're out there in raw. Get a really high-grade one, and I would buy it, slab it, and sell it into the movie's release and make a few bucks.
Good advice, Jose.
You get it back in time.
Fantastic way to start. Great books, Jose. Great books.
Hoi hoi.
Okay, next up we got Mike doing something that Mike does not do very often. He picked up a slabbed book. Mike, what made you do this?
Well, this is funny. We were looking at the slim pickings of a vendor who usually shows up with a lot of long boxes. But
Yeah.
Harley Yee, yeah.
Harley decided to have the big boy books up on the wall and not bring too many boxes.
Yeah.
Someone walked up to him and said, "Hey, are you the guy selling all these, blowing out these CGC books for $20 a pop?"
Mm-hmm.
Now, here in Canada, we all know that it costs a lot more than $20 to CGC
For
a book
sure.
alone.
Even if a modern book, yeah.
So we had to, and the thing is that we were closer to where that box was than the guy who asked. We literally turned the corner and we were right there. The guy who had asked was third. So me and
So you got a
Jose
signature series
I flipped
CGC
through-
book. Yeah.
They seem to be variants. There are a lot of moderns, and this is a modern book.
Oh,
of
for
course.
sure. Yeah.
But there were like books that didn't make any sense to me, so I didn't know if they were. I was trying to pick the best looking cover that I saw. Now they might have been incentive books or variants of some sort, but it
Just
didn't-
books that people got slapped for no apparent reason. I mean,
Yeah,
this one
it's-
sort of has a reason. It's a signature series, so I kind of understand
and
somebody
it's
getting it
kinda
done.
neat in the sense that it looks like it's all wrinkled up, but
Yeah.
it's in brand new books.
It's made to look old,
An
retro.
illusion, which was kind of.
Well, yeah, it's got that retro look to it, like the book having been weathered and stuff like that. I think the biggest appeal factor, and it probably Mike understood it unconsciously.
Oh, absolutely.
This is like basically a swipe or a homage cover of that incredible, iconic book, Fantastic 451.
Yeah.
Which is this man,
This
month.
monster.
Yeah, a book I featured in our 100th episode there. It's a homage cover. It's a really nice cover, and when you think about it, $20 Canadian, that's less than it would cost you to get this book slabbed. So from that standpoint, this is a no-brain pickup. It's a very nice cover, and I really enjoy it. I mean, I would not normally have something like this slabbed, but it's triple signed by obviously probably the writer, the penciler, and probably the inker or somebody like that. So triple signature there on a beautiful homage Kirby cover featuring The Incredibles, and I did love that first movie. The second one was good, but not as good as the first one. You know what? Nice pickup, Mike. Like, yeah, you don't never ever buy a slab, but you pick this one up because at $20 Canadian, which is something like $15 US, well, how can you go wrong?
Well, I went digging through and looked for the cover first, and then when I bought it, then I realized 3 signatures. Yes, it is Tom Scaroli, who's
Well, you didn't realize by the signature series labels on
the
top.
big ass yellow label. No, actually,
That didn't give it away?
Looking down here at
Okay.
the covers because
Okay.
there were so many bad covers
Yeah.
that were CGC that
Yeah.
didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yes, it was yellow, and I didn't
Yeah.
even know if it was a fail or a pass or
Yeah.
green or red or yellow. I don't know what the.
Well, you paid
freaking
$40
colors were.
Canadian. You can't go
No,
wrong
I
there.
didn't pay $40. That's the price tag that was on it. They were $20 a
Wow.
piece. The
Wow.
whole box. So it's a CGC signature series. Tom Scarelli, Mark Wade. That's a
Yeah.
big signature, and Marcio Takara.
Yeah.
Now, think about the time dedicated to get those signatures and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And the poor book at full value,
Yeah.
and I would say the realm probably about $40.
Yeah.
Yes, $40. But so in the census, the CGC signature. Okay, so in the census, there's 11 books that are CGC'd at 9.8.
Mm-hmm.
There are 5 that are at
9.6?
yep, and then there's only 1 that is at a 9.2.
9.2.
And that makes up all of everyone
Yeah.
who was crazy enough to
get it
send
slabbed.
us in to get it
Unsurprisingly
slabbed.
small figure for the census because the book is not worth any kind of
Anything.
significant
It's not
value.
worth anything.
Yeah.
But having the signatures,
Signatures
I would say
increases
yes,
it, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that would, because I mean, how much would you pay for those signatures? How much time would
Yeah,
you line
yeah.
up? How much time did you spend to line up?
Yeah,
Made it to me worth snagging.
for sure, for sure.
CG.
And if you hadn't, I probably would have snagged it. All I can say is welcome to the slab club,
Well,
Mike.
he's had another. You got a Thor at home that's
Oh,
slab.
yeah, I
as well.
have a Thor. Yes,
Yeah,
so this
yeah.
is my second.
He's got 2 slabs now. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Great book, Mike. Great pickup. Can't go wrong there.
Group, little-known publisher, was around from the late 30s into the mid-60s. ACG Group, I bought my first ACG horror book. Nice cover here, though.
Nice.
Adventures into the Unknown. They're known for having the first long-standing horror, Gold Age horror books.
Nice, nice.
Adventures into the Unknown, this one here.
What else you got?
Airboy, some Airboy stuff here. This is Golden Age stuff, 10-cent books. Very cool cover here.
Nice.
Some covers. Interesting one there. But look at this one, man. Yeah, he's in the pit there.
They're in good shape.
Yeah, pretty decent. Copies.
No, he's got to go save the world. Sorry, guys. All right, say hello to
Okay, so here I go. My only pickup of the December con.
Which I get an assist on.
Jose gets an assist on. I actually looked at these two books at Hagenland back at the Toronto Comic Book Show, and I just ran out of money. Didn't feel like going to the banking machine, so I left them behind. But obviously, this is Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, issue number 1. This is based on the TV show and the movie from 1979.
Yeah, it's a Gold Key movie adaptation, and it's in 2 parts there. And actually, both are in very tip-top shape. I would say 9.92. So, like, you're talking
Very
near
high
mint
grade.
minus, very fine near mint, which is what you probably want to find them in. Like, I'm sure you will run across this kind of book in a mid or lower grade and stuff like that. But the thing to do is just pick up, a really nice crisp copy, because it won't cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
remember. I think I probably paid like what, $20 or
Something
less.
like that, yeah.
$20 and 15. I think 35. I think I was able to get them for 30, and I basically got them for you because I know you love the movie. And I actually enjoyed it. I mean, it doesn't stand the test of time now when you look at the
Yeah, I picked up the DVD box set, and Jose's correct. It doesn't really hold up the way I'd hoped it would.
It's just that you basically can be said in one sentence: the production values were not there to make the look
Yeah,
of the movie,
yeah.
the look of the series.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the limitations of the time. I did like the 2 leads, Jill Gerard and Aaron Gray. They were good in the roles. It's just like I said, the production values let the show down.
Let me defend it a little bit. As far as the movie's concerned, they did release it in the theaters, but in Glenn A. Larson's defense,
The creator of Battlestar Galactica, yeah.
he also he created a lot of the big shows.
Oh
from the
yeah,
late
he
70s.
was in late 70s, early 80s. He was the man.
He Magnum PI, Battlestar Galactica, Quincy Jones. He did a lot of the big TV shows. Yeah.
TV shows.
But as Jose said, it was plagued with a budget. It was also plagued with writing that could often be
wonky to say the least, and
Yeah.
just like not very.
Yeah, but like I said, in Glenn's defense, this movie was actually never meant to be released into the theaters. It was supposed to be a 2-part pilot episode for the TV show, and then as it approached release date, they decided to increase the budget slightly,
And give it a theatrical release.
throw it
yeah.
into the theaters,
yeah.
and see how it did. So was it great? No, not really. Was it campy? Very. Was the story original? No, not really. No, but I'm a fan. I guess I guess it kind of anchors me to my childhood, and that's why I like it so much. So if you haven't seen it, you don't really need to. But if you're interested, it's, well, I don't know, how would you say?
It's a pop culture artifact. It's of its time. It's very dated, but it has a kind of certain camp appeal. Not to the extent that something like, for example, Flash Gordon, the movie has, but it's kind of got a nostalgia factor for people who are a certain age and who want to kind of relive their youth or their teen years and remember the show in that sense. Yeah, okay. I'm not into it to go full boat on that. I appreciate it. I've seen it, but I have no wish to relive it. It's like something where you had a lifelong aspiration to do or see something. Once you've done it, you can say you've checked off that box, and then you can move forward, kind of thing.
Exactly. And it ran for 2 seasons. I think second season it was killed about 13 or 14 episodes in, and that was the end of it. So a very short shelf life as well.
It's a property that should probably be revisited by somebody with some financial funds to do the title, the Buck Rogers justice. Yes.
Yeah. Now, I had the opportunity of meeting Erin Gray a few years ago at the Wizard World Comic Con. Very nice lady. I got her autograph. I don't know if you guys are aware that Erin, first of all, she was absolutely gorgeous. She played Wilma Deering, the main female lead in the episode.
And in the movie, yeah.
And I don't know if you guys are aware, but she was also Sports Illustrated's very first swimsuit model on the very first issue. I think she was like only 17 or 18 when she did it. So, yeah, very popular girl in her time in the 70s and 80s. Started as a model and then transitioned to acting. And I got her autograph, too, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah, and we got both books. It's a two-parter. There's the first one, and there is the second part of the movie adaptation.
And there was also a Buck Rogers radio show. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, years, back in the 20s. Yeah. But again, very happy with these. Thanks very much, Jose. I will pick up the entire the entire series at some point. All the covers are really cool. Buck Rogers, I think Gold Key did a spectacular job with it. It's a shame it didn't do better than it did. Not for everybody, but it's certainly for me.
But you got your start. You got the two movie adaptation issues out of the way. So now you're left to pick up the rest.
For sure. Great pickups, Paul. Thanks for bringing them in. Okay, next we have 3 more books by Jose, and I guess these are for the value-conscious collector. Would I be right in saying that?
Yeah, it's kind of bargain books, and I mean, technically a couple of them are a little bit above what I would consider a bargain book, $20, $25, but, you know, close enough so that we're going to show them all in one flight. So without further ado, let's start with the first book here. That's X-Men issue number 164 from December of 1982, which features the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Binary.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice Dave Cockrum cover. Now, between the Miss Marvel and Warbird identities and decades before Captain Marvel Air Force pilot, Carol Danvers took on the name of Binary. Her first appearance as Binary in issue of 164 of Uncanny X-Men. Now, while some wardrobe changes just signify a change in name or direction for the character, this move was way beyond being just cosmetic, with Binary being granted a heap of new powers and changes to the character known as Carol Danvers. Binary is the result of Carol being kidnapped and experimented on by the alien race known as the Brood. If you're unfamiliar with those dudes, think of them like the alien xenomorph in Aliens 3. That's what they look like. I hope they get pulled into the MCU, then maybe we can still get a Binary story on screen.
That'd be cool.
These experiments grant her a new power, the ability to go binary and harness the power of a star through a connection with a white hole. The Binary form grants Carol great strength, speed, energy manipulation, and absorption powers. Now, although this form gives her great strength, she can't maintain it indefinitely, and she reverts back to normal when she overuses her powers. Carol, with her new powers, didn't find a home with the Avengers or with the X-Men, and decided to go full-on cosmic by joining the space team, the Starjammers. Now, while squeezed between two great Carol Danvers identities, her years as Binary are often overlooked by the marketplace, but are very important in explaining the current version of Captain Marvel. Now, while I don't know if the MCU will touch it, with Carol's first appearance as Captain Marvel still at record highs and her first appearance as Miss Marvel following suit, there may be some room for her first as Binary to get some market love. If not, it's still a cool book to own and you won't break the bank getting it. This is one of those books that you dig for. Not an extra book that you pick up if you come across it, but something that should be on your check for list. Prices have slowly creeped up, but I still see this as a longer hold, as Binary is actually more than just a wardrobe change, but an actual staple of the Carol Danvers story. High-grade copies are getting scarcer, and there are a lot of X-Men collectors to compete with, so there is always the possibility that Captain Marvel could cross over into the X-Men movies, making this book an interesting spec play. 49th Overstreet price breaks for this book are just $8, $10, and $12 in the 8, 9, and 9.2 grade splits.
Cheap?
Yeah, it seemed to be a great year for everything Captain Marvel. Her solo movie was successful at the box office. She saved the day against Thanos. But now it seems like she's going to disappear for a while. Was Captain Marvel a fad? I don't know. But if Marvel is going to capitalize on it, or just they were given a classic Disney test run to see if they could merchandise her, only time will tell, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Next
What do you
book.
got next?
Next book, we will feature a Wonder Woman book, Wonder Woman issue number 7 from August of '87. This features the first appearance of the character of Barbara Ann Minerva. Now, this issue had high print run, so savvy collectors will look to snag the Canadian price variants and the high-grade newsstand editions if they want something to really look for. Barbara Ann Minerva first appears in this issue, then in issue number 8, but she doesn't have her first costume appearance as the New Earth Cheetah until issue number 9, which I already have shown, where she also makes a cover appearance as the Cheetah. Now, I was very cool with only owning issue number 9, but for some bizarre reason, the market has decided that issue number 7 is the must-have book for the Bronze Age Cheetah. The last time I checked, Go Collect, it stood at number 131 in the list of the hottest books, up 60 slots, and there's currently 362 blue universal graded copies in the census, with $42, $90, and $200 US as the 9.4, 9.6, and 9.8 splits if you're considering slabbing this book.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, last book here, the oldest book. This is Marvel's Showcase series here. Yeah, the Showcase series. This is Showcase issue number 74. DC. Yeah, DC Showcase 74 from May of 1968. Now, I think just as Marvel seemed to have a law that there must be at least one giant-sized superhero in place at all times, DC during the Bronze Age seemed to have a similar edict regarding teenage cavemen, and Anthro was probably the first of these characters to stroll across the prehistoric tundra. Unlike his label mates Thor and Kong the Untamed, however, Anthro is much more of a light-hearted kind of strip, almost a sitcom in fact. As a well-meaning teen Cro-Magnon, Anthro struggles to drag his nightmare family into civilization. He really could be you. Or, I guess looking at this cover, Scott Baio at the very least. Originally prepped as a newspaper strip, creator and cover artist Howie Post subsequently brought the strip to DC, where sadly, and like a lot of great stories at the time, it just didn't last long, but a mere 6 issues. But what there is wonderful. Post's artwork has that scratchy, almost there quality that Kurtzman's did, and as a comedy writer, he's aces. Anthro's dad in particular being a standout, as alternatively contrary and wise as real dads everywhere, he gets many great lines in the issue, but my favorite has to be, "Your lack of religious sentiment disgusts me." Check out Anthro, he just could be you. Minus the mammoth hunting, Anthro was quite the hippie, even if it was his dad who was into conscious altering drugs. And yes, I know it's just alcohol, but alcohol is a conscious altering drug, Paul.
That's right.
Yeah. The 49th Overstreet price breaks for this book are $49, $92, and $135 US as the splits in the 8, 9, and 9.2 grades. Decent mid-grade copy, I agree with the grade. It's about a 7.
Cool.
And I paid $40 Canadian, which is something a little under $30 US. So
Yeah.
nice pickup.
Nice. Interesting, too, yeah.
He kind of looks like an anorexic Conan or something like that.
Yeah. But he does really remind me of Scott Baio.
He does a bit. Yeah. That's a great book, Jose. Thanks for bringing those in.
Hoi hoi.
Okay, so for Mike's final sequence of the night, he's showing 3 books. 3, I guess what we do, bronze, silver type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bronze is silver.
And and again, your final, not by no means not your final pickups from the December con, but the final 3 we're going to show tonight, and some very nice run books, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. We were having a little bit of argument. I said this is a Neil Adams cover. Jose was like, I don't think so. All the credits seem to be Neil Adams.
Cool.
This is Action Comics Volume 1, 364 from June 68. I give it about a 7.0. It's a really nice, clean copy from our friends Hagenland, of course. I paid about $22.50, worth about $44.
What's happening to Soups in this cover? It looks like he's being fucking tortured, really, in this kind of like chamber where they're injecting him with what, kryptonite?
Yeah,
Looks like it.
Yeah, man, it's not. It doesn't look very pleasant.
I don't even want to mention this. There's a new app called Key Collector app that says this is a key book. It's not. It is, yes, exactly what you just explained, because you read it on the cover, but it's kind of like just a one-story thing. It doesn't seem to along in the universe or whatever, it is stuff that's killing him. It's
Well, kryptonite tends to do that with Superman. That much
well,
is
it's
certain.
not. It's not kryptonite. It's a virus. It's a virus that infects the blood and will kill off anyone who is a Kryptonian forever, like throughout.
It's Kryptonian leprosy, like according to the cover there. Yeah.
Through the bloodline, the whole
Cool,
thing, which was interesting. Anyway, but along, we'll move on.
What else you got under there, Mike?
So keep an eye out for anyone. We'll see what happens with that.
Nice detectives.
Wow, nice cover.
Just popped to me. So I mean, I just had to pick this up because it just looked gorgeous.
You seem to get a lot of the nice high grades there, because that's another nice high grade. I mean,
No,
to me it looks like a pretty high.
If you see, here's the thing. It looks high grade, but really, if you take and I was so upset.
You get close to it.
When you get close to it,
Got a little
that's
nibble
actually
bite.
A rip.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
I see
kind
it.
of looks like his cape.
Yeah.
But it's actually a rip in the cover.
Yeah, so it's
and
got
when
a bite.
I saw that, my jaw dropped. I thought I had a 7 in my hands.
I've done it.
But bang, it's a 5.5 or a 5.0. I give it a 5.0, VG. July '64. Carmine Infantino.
Infantino.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Murphy Anderson.
Murphy
Anderson.
and Gasper, they're all there, all three.
Gasper Saladino.
You know. Exactly. 5 one and dones, nothing. It's just a run book. No big deal, but I mean, I love that cover.
Yeah, it's a great cover.
Despite that little wooger, which you instantly you don't even notice. You know, I just had to bet. I had to buy it.
From personal experience, I did the same thing kind of on a Hagenland pickup of a Star Trek Gold Key. I thought it was a pristine copy.
And you just missed that little
it
nugget.
was in the Hagenland bin for $10, and then when I got it home and I looked in the light, it had a price written on it in grease pencil in black on a very dark cover, and I did not notice it at the show. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful.
Someone that with a dim light, you almost want to bring a light with you. But nonetheless, I mean, I paid $15 for this, and in this condition, at a 5.0, worth $36.
It's a nice book, sure.
Yeah, the best thing about it, it's a very nice cover. Yeah.
It's a beautiful cover. I'm happy to have that in collection.
What do you got underneath there?
And the last book is
of course.
some adventure action here.
Nice.
You know, I've been sharking up lately, oddly enough, on my adventure comics. So
Any particular reason? Are you a Legion fan, or what are you after here?
I don't even know if I'm a Legion fan. I just figured so many other people are. I might as well join the boat.
No, you either are, you aren't there. You're not in the fence about the Legion. Either people love them or hate them. Usually, you're not on the fence about that. Yeah.
From what I've read, I've liked. So, and I've got about a good 40.
Yeah, you've shown a lot of them.
30 books.
Yeah.
So.
Now what are we looking at as far as
September 68.
This is adventure number 372.
372. This is another Neil Adams cover. Again, I'm also a cover fan, right?
A lot of people collect Neil. Yeah.
So, first appearance of Legion of Supervillains as teenagers.
Okay, so it's basically going back in time
Like a
of
minor
thing. Yeah.
type key thing.
Yeah, it's a minor key in that sense.
So, because the Legion of Supervillains actually showed up in about 147 in August 61.
Yeah, they're going back. Basically, they're the anti-Legion. Yeah.
So this has a minor keyish kind of thing to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for all intents and purposes, it's a nice run book, good condition with a Neil Adams cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Very
the
fine,
point of buying it.
7.0. Again, paid $15 US.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. It's about $20 Canadian. That's a good book in good condition.
What does it go for on eBay or the Realm or eBay right now? It's about you're dropping $50 when you include shipping. So you know.
Yeah, it's a smart pickup. It's a smart pickup. Good looking book.
So
I've featured some of the bigger Legion keys in our shows over the years. So it's a good pickup.
Great books, Mike. Thanks for bringing them in.
Right on.
Okay, so here we go. And Jose bringing it home tonight. And as usual, Jose is not going to disappoint. Marvel Preview presents Satana. Fantastic book, Jose.
Oh, yeah.
Or magazine, should I say.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point, and that's one of the things I'm going to be discussing here. This is Marvel Preview issue number 7 from September of 1976. It's got the first appearance of Rocket Raccoon. Now, unlike other characters, there is some argument over the true first appearance of Rocket Raccoon.
That's for sure.
Technically, the first time Rocket appeared was in this issue of Marvel Preview. However, as Paul has mentioned, this is a magazine format book with black and white printing. The character is called Rocky and not Rocket, and the story seems to be disconnected from the rest of the Marvel Universe. Now, for these reasons, another issue has become the contender for Rocket Raccoon's first appearance, Incredible Hulk, issue 271. Now, in that book, that was the first time that Rocket appeared in the Marvel Universe, appeared in color, and appeared on the cover. Hence, collectors have begun to take an interest in that issue and have driven the price up of that book to over $500 US in the 9.8 near mint condition. Now, on the secondary market, prices of Marvel Preview 7 are, generally speaking, higher, selling for over $3,000 US in the 9.8 near mint condition, probably due mainly to a more limited print run. Having said all of that, my primary motivation for snagging this beauty is the fantastic and sexy painted cover depicting an alluringly wicked Satana triumphant over a prostate melting denim-clad dude by Bob Larkin. The fact that Rocket debuted in this Sword in the Stars story by Bill Mantlo is just an added bonus for me. Speaking of bonuses, extra bonus marks as this issue's Stav 2 Witch World story features the first professional work of Keith Giffen. Now, the fact that both Groot and Rocket became the breakout characters from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie in 2014 means that it has taken me almost 5 years to find an attractively priced mid-grade copy of this book. Oh well, they say that delayed gratification is a sign of maturity, and all good things come to those who wait. More than presentable, solid mid-grade copy, about a fine plus 6.5 in grade. Picked up for a snip, about $125 Canadian was paid, which is around $100 US. The 49th Overstreet price breaks for this book are $90, $216, $483, and $750 US in the 6, 8, 9, and 9.2 splits.
Well, those prices are nothing to slouch at, that's for sure.
Doesn't hurt that Satana's on the cover, does it?
It's a very dynamic cover. Yeah.
And that's what I picked it up for. I mean, it's almost incidental to me that it's quasi Rocket Raccoon's first appearance. People will argue that because it's, again, a magazine format book, but I don't care. It's possibly a slabbing candidate.
Yeah.
At the 6.5 grade, I have some room. They're dropping for an average about $225, $230 US if I should want to get that slabbed.
If you were to get the slab, this would be your first magazine slab, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be,
Yeah.
And I have some other magazines. I picked up a couple of heavy metals, and I did pick up the first couple of 3 issues of Epic. I believe Epic Illustrated #2, the magazine format, has got the first appearance of Jim Starlin's Dreadstar. So that's another book I'm considering getting the slab, but we'll wait for that for another day.
And is the header different color, or how does it go? Is it blue for even magazine size?
Yeah, blue universal. It's the same thing, it's universal, so
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a different, the slab is basically the same as far as the way they treat it. So
cool.
I'm considering it. I will probably debate in the new year whether I get this slabbed or not, but I've just finished my list of all the books that I'm getting slabbed in, and I've given them to Sandy at Retro, and they're going to be submitted in the new year. So it'll probably wait till this time next year before I decide what the next submission stuff is going to be, but I have some time to figure that out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that was a great episode. You guys did not disappoint. Showed some great books, and I hope you guys out there who are watching us,
Fun was had.
I hope you liked what you saw. So we're going to call it a night. That's all we have for you. If you like what you saw, leave a comment. We'll always respond. And to end, what I'm going to do is we're going to end with showing you a little bit more footage from the December Comic-Con show.
Fan Days.
And in addition, I'm also going to show you, because I never got a chance to post this, so I figure I got to post the stuff when I can. I'm so busy, I just don't have time to post everything I do from all the nerd events that I do all the time. So I'm going to post you video footage I took at the Canadian premiere of the Rise of Skywalker. Yours truly was invited, so I went on December 18th, the day before it was officially released in Canada. It was an absolutely fantastic night. A lot of local celebrities. We were there. Really enjoyed myself. Enjoyed the film. It's one of those events. You know, the release of a Star Wars film really is a spectacular event, and we really enjoy it. I'm just so excited every time it comes up. So I hope you like the footage. And if you, like I said, leave a comment if you want, and we will see you next time.
Hoi hoi, happy collecting.
Death Star plans are not in the main computer.
Special guest Mike. Yes, yes.
One, two, three.
Man, black cover is going to be very tough, man, but it's still in pretty good condition.
Very nice, yeah.
Really cool 10-cent cover from Atlas. That's Marvel's precursor.
Yeah.
It's going to be 50s, probably mid.
How much is that one?
This one? It's got 85 bucks on it.
85, nice.
Tough Battlefront cover. Atlas again. Look at the guys getting kicked in the cones there. Cool, very cool cover.
What's the price on that one?
60 bucks.
Cool.
Very reasonable.
Nice, yeah.
Here a run of House of Secrets.
Turn it so I can see it. Yeah, nice, nice.
House of Secrets. We got some funky covers here. Look at these. Wow, look at that one.
Nice,
look
nice.
at that dude. And we got some more good monster covers. Look at this, man. That's a cool cover.
Cool, cool.
10-cent books, man. They can't go wrong.
That's great, eh?
Yeah, Mike's already got this book, man. It's fantastic, and the condition's pretty decent.
25 bucks.
25 bucks for a 12-cent Silver Age book, man. Can't go wrong. Cover appeal all the way.
Yeah.